Today's episode is brought to you by JerkSwag.
For all your fish and supply needs, head to Angler's Alley. Here you'll find decades of experience with seasoned boat captains and expert fishermen. And when it comes to lures and jigs, you'll find the master baiters at Angler's Alley are eager to help you wrangle your rod. Angler's Alley Fishing Supply. Our dynamic trio of sports enthusiasts and longtime friends bring you the latest sports news, heated debates, and offbeat stories from the wide world of sports. Whether you're a diehard fan or just enjoy a good laugh, we've got you covered. Are your balls out?
Suck it, jabroni.
Hey, are you ready? Are you done fucking around?
Hey. Yo.
I do not have peanut butter on my list here.
Oh, my goodness. That's ridiculous.
You're listening to the Balls Out Sports Podcast. Here are your hosts, Ala, Crispy, and Jonas Mount.
Oh, wow. That was extreme.
Yeah.
You're feeling pretty good tonight, aren't you?
I'm high on some meds.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Ala is to my left here in studio. I am Jonas Mount. Crispy will be joining us in approximately 25 minutes, give or take. Crispy's working late this evening. We'll have him in near the end of the show when we have our top five. Well, there is a lot, though. We got a lot going on. Wait, what is happening right now? Oh.
I had to let y'all know I still got my wrestling.
Was that an Austin 316?
Come on, man. You know this.
Come on.
You know who I am.
You know how we do.
Right, you know I'm wrestling T fanatic over here.
Oh, my goodness. All right, so we were talking a little bit during the pregame about this movie.
What?
I want to see this movie.
What? You should go see it. You can see it. You can go see it at home.
At home, I can go see it at home.
You can Netflix and chill it.
Nah.
Hey,
That means something different.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You might have to press pause. You might have to press
Am I
pause.
going to want to Netflix and chill it while I'm watching this movie?
Listen, whenever Netflix comes on,
Things change.
it makes happy time happen.
Happy time.
Yeah, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
I want to leave the world behind.
Exactly.
God, I want to see this so badly. I almost did it. I was almost guilty of watching this movie without my wife.
You should have.
If I had, I wouldn't have heard the end of it.
Fake it. You haven't faked it before? You never faked it?
No.
You never faked anything?
Nope.
Never faked that?
Nope.
You sure?
Yep.
I think we all did before.
Okay.
Woo!
We're gonna leave that alone. All right. Hey now.
Woo!
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Woo.
You good?
That was amazing.
Let me go get some water.
All right.
You want a sandwich?
I'm PB&J, damn it.
Woo!
Oh.
You get that fresh, cold orange juice out the fridge while you just standing there and the coolness of the
Butt ass
fridge,
naked.
the fridge is just hitting you.
I'm gonna stick my head in the ice box.
You take that deep breath.
Woo.
After drinking, when you're drinking the cold stuff, you go, and it never stops, apparently, right? When you're drinking it, you sit there. Woo!
Oh man.
Yeah.
That was rough.
You can fake it.
You can.
Back to you faking it.
Apparently, nobody does it better than you do. You're gonna leave that alone.
OnlyFans coming soon.
That's another day, another channel, another show. We do have a lot to talk about tonight. This is Balls Out. We are at show number lucky 13. I had to say it that way. I don't know why I saw 13. I just felt like I had to do it that way. What are you thinking?
I'm about to go watch Saw.
What? Where did that come from?
13. It's not lucky.
Is there a new Saw that I don't know about?
There is a new Saw,
Saw number
actually.
27? I don't know.
Whoa. That's rude. And
I'm just saying.
Saw 24. Oh, no. 12. It's 12. Saw 12 is coming in 2024. That's why I got it mixed up. Yep.
Okay. Well,
Saw 12.
I wasn't that far off.
2024.
Okay.
Really good. Did you watch the one with Chris Rock in it? It was like a spin-off of it. Yeah. I watched that one too. It's like Spiral or something. Yeah, Spiral.
Wasn't he a cop in that one?
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen that one. It wasn't a spin-off, was it?
It was. It was in the actual Saw movie. It wasn't Saw. It was like in the universe of Saw. Before it's like a prologue.
Isn't it essentially like part of it though? It's part of it,
but it wasn't a Saw like Saw
Call
1,
it something
Saw
different?
2, Saw 3. It was
Okay.
Spiral, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Just like this last one was called Jigsaw, wasn't it? Like itself? Saw X. Jesus. Listen.
I can't keep up, man.
I can't either, but I'm going to still watch it.
I mean, I can't keep up with that any more than I can keep up with like Fast and the
it
Furious
was. It
movies.
got that thing coming out his eyes. So it's Saw 11 that's coming 2024.
I can't keep
Yes.
up with it.
Wow.
I can't keep up with that any more than I can keep up with, Fast and the Furious
That's why
or
you should fake
anything
it.
else. Huh?
That's why you should fake it.
Oh, okay.
Because you can't keep up with it. You see?
Spoken like a true professional.
Bing bong.
Oh, there we go.
Tell the truth. It's okay.
All right. So, man, there's a lot to talk about. I got all kinds of notes here. Like I came prepared today. We're talking basketball. We're talking baseball. And it's not even baseball season, and we are talking baseball. Oh my, are we talking baseball?
Might want to talk that damn.
Oh, are we talking baseball?
Hey, you can't talk about Bobby Bonilla contract anymore.
Well, we can because it kind of relates to something.
I'm just saying, but at least Steve Phillips even said it. Our former GM.
Steve Phillips.
Steve Phillips.
Really? Steve Phillips?
Steve Phillips. He was one of our good GMs. Don't do that. You don't like Steve Phillips.
Steve Phillips.
Steve Phillips.
We're going to leave that alone.
Steve Phillips.
But
I remember when they used to have a bid up on him.
still going to talk about Bonilla until such time as we get to 2034.
Why? If I can keep deferring his damn contract.
Well, from 2034 to 2043, there's a certain baseball player that's going to get paid a lot of money on a yearly basis from that stretch of time. But we'll talk about that eventually. We'll start with some Monday Night Football. There were two games that took place simultaneously. I still don't understand why the NFL does this. Because
there's nothing going on at the end of the year, and they want to try to win the ratings.
Yeah, but why isn't one game played a little earlier than the other one? At least
they were played. I was trying to flip back and forth, and then I said, you know what? I'm done with the flip. I'm just gonna watch wrestling.
Oh, is that what you did?
And normally, right,
Okay.
WWE, when the Monday nights are going on, they take a dip because obviously we watch football.
Right. Yeah, but not.
But in this case, I had to flip flop because I can't switching back and forth.
Right.
And both of the games were kind of in the bag initially. Right? Towards the end of the game,
yes,
it was
100%.
like, all right, both of them are
Right.
like, all right, this one's over.
Right.
Fumble here, fumble there,
Yep.
it's over. I went right back to wrestling.
I'll tell you what. I did the split screen thing
I did too.
with both of the football games.
And it was still confusing.
It can be, but I've learned to deal with that because on Sundays when I am watching 4 games simultaneously.
Well, that's red zone. I mean,
It is.
and that's 4 games split, but one of them is probably with red zone up there in the corner, so I could listen to Hanson say what he needs
right,
to say.
right.
And I'm not listening to those. I'm just peeking.
Right.
That's different.
Well, the beautiful thing about Red Zone is that you're listening to whatever game you're highlighted on. So when you have all 4 games on the screen, whichever one, typically, of course, it's going to start with the top left.
Whichever one you highlight is
It's
gonna be the
highlighted.
one
And
that's going to play the audio.
That's the audio you get. And then you can be like, no.
Especially when they go to commercial, I got to get right off of the
Boom.
game.
Next one. Audio. But the Titans and the Dolphins and the Giants and the Packers played on Monday Night Football.
I know, and my man DeVito. Tommy DeVito. Yeah.
So on the surface, when I saw that these games were airing on Monday Night Football, I was like, oh, jeez.
I thought somebody was going to get hurt in New York because of the
I'm
damn
like,
field.
Poor Titans. And the way that the Packers had been playing lately, I was like, oh,
The Giants are going to get blown out.
poor Giants.
Right.
Like, really? I literally went into it like that. I'm like, I know I have to. I have to put these games on. I have to watch, right? So leading up to the games, we're watching Christmas movies. It's that time of year, okay?
I seen all
Judge me all you want to. I don't care.
I seen Genie on Peacock. It was really good with
Right.
Melissa McCarthy.
100%. I'm watching Christmas movies. We're watching Christmas series. We're watching, like, the other thing we do too, by the way, is we go and we find series that we watched in the past, like long running series,
Like House.
and we find the holiday episodes for each one.
I gotta go watch Martin's holiday episode.
100%. There you go.
And
See,
then
you know what I'm
Wayne's
talking
Brothers
about.
holiday episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
My daughter will pick out holiday episodes from a lot of the stuff that we watch.
Mm-hmm.
She's a huge Friends fan, so she'll pick out those.
Hold on.
What?
I'm not derailing us, but I'm kind of derailing us.
Okay.
Friends plays a major factor in the movie In the World Left Behind.
No, they don't.
I
Are you serious?
won't say anything else.
Oh. Now I really got to watch it.
The show Friends plays a major factor
Really?
in the movie. Absolutely.
All right.
And when you said Friends, it just sparked my mind on that. See, it just caught me because
Friends.
Yep.
What other series are there out there that we watch?
Pretty Little Liars.
Yep. My daughter loves that show.
Man, I like
New Girl.
New Girl. Okay.
A bunch of other series that we've watched over the years, and there's holiday episodes. So we'll literally single those out and watch them. This is the time of year. We watch Christmas movies over and over.
Santa Claus.
Family Man.
Elf.
Santa Claus. Elf.
National Lampoon.
National Lampoons. The classic.
Home Alone 1 and 2. Only 1
Done.
and 2. Well, I
Done.
seen the new one. The newest one is not that bad.
Not seen it.
It's not that bad.
Okay.
It's definitely better than 3, 4, and 5, and 6 or whatever they did. But
I really
the last
didn't
one
go
wasn't,
past
and it was Christmas too.
Okay.
And Buzz is actually in it.
Oh my. Really?
Yes.
So I literally, every year I only watch one, like the first one.
You don't like the second one? It's because it's New York and you hate New York.
What? What are you talking about?
Shady.
That's not real. That's not a true story. You're making it up as you go.
You hate New York.
However, speaking of New York, the Giants pull off the upset. Tommy DeVito. I can't even say this dude's name without thinking about some kind of. I can't. Well,
Sounds Sopranos.
I think of The Sopranos.
I know you do.
Woke
Sopranos
this
level.
morning. It's one of the great intros of any TV series of all time. But I can't. DeVito's on the sidelines, and his agent.
Did you see? Yeah,
Dude.
Did you see when he walked in his ugly sweater he had on? When he walked, they say he walked from his parents' house because they live like a couple miles from away. That red-ish looking sweater. It was disgusting.
I don't know what to make of Tommy DeVito's agent. All I know is
He
he's
looked
giving
like a
him,
mobster on the sideline.
for real. But a mobster from a.
Like 70s?
I'm not even going to say that. Like, it's more like a mobster from a spoof type of movie.
Yep, right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, not from a legitimate, cold-blooded
Like
Godfather.
Nah, yeah, no.
No, this is more like a like
Like a Not Another Teen movie spoof.
right, like something that like the Wayans brothers would do.
Like Scary Movie.
Right,
Spoof is
exactly.
Parody-ish
Like, it's
kind of.
100% a spoof, right? So, but I respect it. It's hilarious. It's fantastic. He's on the sidelines. He's on the phone. He's got his hat on. He's got his pinstripes, and DeVito's standing next to him. I'm laughing. It's great. It's great TV. It's great fodder. I get it. The Giants pull off the upset. And it is an upset because despite the fact the Packers aren't going to win the Super Bowl this year, it was still an upset. The Packers came into the game with a 500 record. The Giants came into the game 4-8. And the Giants pull off the upset, 24-22. Despite a Packers attempt at a comeback in the fourth quarter, Giants win the game 24-22. Impressive. And it was DeVito, ultimately, I still can't say his name without laughing. I don't understand.
Sounds like a wrestler.
Ultimately, DeVito sparks a comeback. Giants end up winning the game. I have to ask this question, though. Are they in the hunt? Are they still in the playoff picture?
Come on now. Stop it.
I'm just asking. They're not really in the... Are they in the wild card hunt at all?
I've been on social media all day today.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing a lot of posts.
Okay.
And all I was reading was stop it with the goddamn Giants playoff talk. They was like, don't even put that in the same sentence. Like, stop it.
Well, now you know why I'm asking the question right now, just to get your blood going.
Gosh. Just like people want to try to spark the Jets in the playoff race.
Hey, Jets with an impressive win this past week.
You know, it's all right. I thought Aaron was going to come back, but they saying maybe Christmas Eve.
Did Zach Williams make a comeback?
Man, I don't want to talk about that guy.
Okay.
He played well.
He did play well.
Really good. Why he ain't played that way all year?
Who were they playing?
Your boy.
Who?
Mr. Front Running MVP. And Rookie of the Year. And most passing yards.
My boy?
That's your boy. I do like CJ Stroud.
My boy.
I do like CJ Stroud.
You.
All right. But when he go, all right, it's too much DeVito, okay?
I can't help myself.
But when he, no Tank Dell, Nico Collins got hurt really early. No Dalton Schultz. They don't have a true running game per se.
I told you last week that without Tank Dell, this was going to be a problem.
I said that.
This is going to be a problem.
A lot of people was like, "Oh, well, they're still a good team." They are. They're coached very well.
They're a good football.
They're playing. They're gelling. They're playing well. It's just.
I mean, with Tank Dell, Collins, and Schultz in that game,
that's his three main targets.
And that's a good game if that's the case. Otherwise,
and
the Jets just took advantage.
Poor conditions.
100%.
Raining.
Yep.
A lot of rain. And Garrett Wilson's amazing. So
he is.
Keep that up.
He is. He's one of the best in the league. No question.
And our defense is great.
I have to ask this question, though. Another AFC East team that you see twice a year in the Miami Dolphins lose this game on Monday Night Football.
Can't tell you how
to the Tennessee Titans. Now, this was an opportunity for the Dolphins to do what?
Take the number one spot.
Number one spot in the AFC. They have this opportunity. They're at home, and they're playing the Titans. Now, we know that they lose their number one weapon on and off, right? Like in and out, in and out, in and out. Tyreek Hill, not 100%.
He rolled his ankle up
100%.
First quarter.
We know that. But when push comes to shove, when the chips are on the line,
when they're not bombing it down the field with him just running open, they still got a solid run game. And then they lost the center, too.
They did. Raheem Mostert goes for 96 yards and 2 touchdowns.
But that was at the end of the game.
Achane goes for 47 on 7 carries. Good
Decent.
Percentage, right? Yards per carry. But Tua, 23 of 33, 240, no touchdowns.
Because Tyreek Hill wasn't just running open down the damn field. So, to me, this makes the case that he's probably MVP too.
Tyreek?
Yeah. If you mean that, it's not only, well, he's probably going to, if he's healthier now, probably he could be pushing the record, right? Most receiving yards for a season.
And he can still get there.
He's still, because he was only, 300-some yards away?
Yep.
Still got, another 4 games?
Yep.
Still could do it, because all he does is run straight down the field very fast.
I mean, he gets in the open field. I mean, he does a great job of running routes. Crossing routes are very good.
I don't want to say great route runner.
Well, the speed helps.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean,
when you can't touch him neither. So
well, yeah, 100%. And you can't knock him for having the speed. So, like, if he goes 5 yards and cuts, you're dead. You can't,
absolutely.
You're not.
But I'm not saying his routes are crisp.
Right.
He's not a crisp route runner.
Doesn't have to be.
Absolutely no. Because with that speed, I'm just running drags and screens and curls and hitch and goes and all of those things. So take the top off real quick. I get it, but this shows how important he is to that offense.
For sure. And, the Dolphins have a lead late in the game. They score a couple of touchdowns off of Tennessee turnovers, and yet still allow Tennessee back into this game. So, and the question is always going to come up when this type of thing happens, where the Dolphins are at home, they're not traveling, they're playing a team in the Tennessee Titans who have a rookie quarterback. The Titans are a decent team,
A feisty rookie quarterback.
for sure, and they're a feisty team.
Yeah.
Right?
Vrabel.
But going into this game, I don't even know what the spread was, but Miami was obviously the favorite.
Absolutely.
Right? They lose this game, and the questions and the conversation and the talk is when push comes to shove and the chips are starting to fall here.
Just say it. Is Tua a choker?
Is he a choker?
Yeah. He ain't proved us any differently yet.
He hasn't.
He's a front runner.
Yeah, for sure. And that's okay.
No, right. If you have the lead all the time.
All the time.
And if your defense, which has taken some hits as well.
And here's the thing. We had this conversation before we even went live with the pregame. The AFC is in a state of flux. Like, we have no idea who's coming out of there right now. And Miami, for all intents and purposes, is still in the driver's seat, honestly, when it comes to the AFC, because obviously we know what the Kansas City Chiefs are right now. They can't even get their number one wide receiver to line up correctly on the line of scrimmage.
And why is he their number one receiver?
I don't know.
What did he prove to be a number one receiver?
I don't know what to do with my hands.
There you go.
Well, it's addition by subtraction is why, because they don't have anybody else in there anyway. You have the Buffalo Bills, who managed to eke out the win over the Kansas City Chiefs.
Finally.
Right. But it was a win over the Kansas City Chiefs, who didn't play that well, and they won by 3. So who are the Buffalo Bills? We don't know.
No.
I know that, the Bengals are playing inspired football, but all right. At the end of the day, we know who they are. Cleveland, no quarterback, good defense.
Don't give me the damn. I had a group chat going when my boy was like, "Look at what Flacco's doing. Y'all should have re-signed him." And no, I'm good.
Flacco has more touchdowns, by the way, than Kenny Pickett.
Well, that's because Penny Baby Hands Pickett sucks.
I'm just saying. You should have signed Pickett. I mean, excuse me. You should have signed Joe Flacco.
I mean, they was used to a non-mobile quarterback with Big Ben for them end of the year.
No, I'm saying the Jets.
Jets, nah.
Jets should have signed Flacco.
We're good. Yeah. All right.
Didn't somebody? Was it Albert Breer who came out and said that he thought that Cleveland was going to end up? He didn't say they were going to win the Super Bowl. I read something in passing, and I could be completely wrong about this, but said something about don't be surprised. Yeah, like if Flacco and the Browns aren't celebrating with a ticker tape parade or something like that.
Number one defense, I get it, but
Kareem Hunt,
Flacco towards the end of that game looked old.
Well, he is old,
and I get it. We know he wasn't the most mobile. Right. We know he still has an arm. He's never going to get rid of the arm.
No.
But he threw some really bad passes, too.
That's what you get with him.
And they don't. Amari Cooper's really good.
Yep.
What do they have after him?
Is it Elijah Moore? I'm just saying that they have chemistry because they played together before.
And he still ain't doing nothing anyway. He had 30-something receptions this year. Get out of here. I'm glad we got rid of him too.
Since Flacco has been with Cleveland, they've been on the same page.
Okay.
Look, I'm not agreeing with Albert Breer that they're going to win the Super Bowl. I'm just saying that they look good.
The thing that's saving them right now is Kareem Hunt,
right,
and Floyd, the other running back.
Correct.
Because they picked up with the loss of Nick Chubb.
Right.
So they are carrying Cleveland.
But picking up Flacco in that particular offense with the defense that they have was the best move they could have made.
He just came off the couch, so let's be easy.
Right. but it was the best move they could have made. It was better than anybody they had on their roster.
Hell, they won with the rest of the quarterbacks too, though. They won with PJ Walker in there. It doesn't matter what the stats look like. They still won.
Right.
They won with the other kid in there,
But
the
you
rookie
weren't-
kid,
But Flacco gives you the experience. And
Absolutely.
He's a Super Bowl winner.
which is what the Jets were thinking they were doing by going to Boyle, even though he had limited experience,
Right.
and going to Simeon
Right.
before going back to Zach. So absolutely, I get it.
Yeah.
You want a veteran presence in there, but you wanted somebody hopefully better, a little bit younger. You don't
not
want to go as
47.
you don't want to go as
Right.
old as Flacco,
Right.
Right?
But here's the thing. When I watch Flacco the last couple of weeks, and I know he's made some terrible throws, right? He's made some throws, and he's gotten away with a few throws.
A lot of them.
But every game so far, he's made the throw, and you're like, damn, that's Flacco.
He still got the arm. He has the arm. He will
damn.
throw it from his back foot in the back of the pocket after stepping one over, like because he's
And
so
fit
big.
it in a window with
Like
a
this,
cannon.
he's like a Statue of Liberty,
Right.
Because he doesn't have much movement.
He still has a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Absolutely,
Right.
But when he steps into the throw, he's still got the long release
Yep.
because he's what 6'5",
Yeah.
6'6",
Yeah.
almost
Big dude, yeah.
and he got long arms, long legs into the step and the throw. So I mean, he put some power on the
You
ball.
still see it, though, right?
I do.
Like,
I like
it's-
his beard too. His
Yeah,
beard
yeah.
game right now is looking good.
And it's got a little salt in it. It's like mine.
He look a little adultish.
Yeah. I think we're the same age, aren't we? Me and Flacco are the same age?
Might be.
I think we're close.
Might be.
I mean, I'm 48. I don't know how old is Joe Flacco?
You how old?
48.
God damn, you old.
Damn.
Sheesh. Sorry.
You knew that already. Why
Old.
you gotta- old. But he's still, like, I watch and I'm like, damn, Flacco's still got it. He still got it.
Okay. The Browns,
That defense,
possibly.
Kareem Hunt,
Who else am I scared of?
Amari Cooper,
Who else am I scared of? If
Elijah Moore.
Listen, if the Jets get on a run and Aaron comes back, all I'm saying is they're 5-8. They're still in the hunt. That's all I gotta say.
Wait a minute. Didn't you tell me not to do that earlier?
I want it though.
Yeah. You told me earlier not to put the Jets in the discussion as being a possible,
I
like,
want it though.
on the outside looking in
If
playoff
my
bound team.
fandom aside,
Yeah, that's not possible in this conversation.
if
Right.
If
Right.
at 5-8, already beating the Bills, got another with the Dolphins, got one more with the Patriots, and the Patriots look like absolute dog, whatever.
Doo-doo.
And a report coming out that Belichick's probably on his way out the door. I said that early in the year. Nobody wanted to listen to me.
I don't see it.
Nah, dog.
I was watching Pat McAfee. Great show, right?
Ooh, I love that dude.
He was doing game day. Hey there. Hey.
Crispy's in the
Oh,
house.
hey, friends.
Hey.
Oh, what's up, family?
So, watching Pat
Right.
talking about his game day experience
Yeah.
he had on Kraft because they were at the Army Navy game.
Yep. Yep.
So
Belichick was there, yeah.
talking about Belichick.
Yep.
Which before the report came out, I was like, what Pat was talking about, the stories Bill telling like about with Parcells and all of those like great coaching for the tree that he's come from and all of the years and the behind the scenes stuff. Like he opened up. It was like a great interview, right? You see a different side of Bill that you don't see at those press conferences
sure.
where he's super like Jedi
Yeah.
hoodie, right?
Yep.
And then Kraft came on, and then Kraft said something that Pat said insinuated that he was like, hey, you got a tough job up on your hands. He was like, I know. Now the report comes out that Bill's probably on the way out the door.
Report smart. I mean,
I'm just saying.
I mean, how much does anybody really know? But the thing about it is that, Belichick at this point right now, and I've said this before, if Belichick comes back to the Patriots next year, which I think he will,
He won't.
he has a tough sell. He's going to have to sell Robert Kraft and that organization on what he's going to do differently and why it will look different next year. However,
He's stubborn as fuck.
I realize that. Two things are going to have to happen. One, he's going to have to give up GM duties. That's my first opinion. That's the thing I think he's going to have to do. And I don't want to branch off too far here, but I think Bill Belichick is going to have to give up GM duties. 2, they are finally going to have to utilize all of these draft picks that they keep picking up every year, use them, spend money, and put talent around whomever it is that's going to be quarterback in that team. And it's not going to be anybody that's on the roster right now. They just let Malik Cunningham get signed to the Ravens practice squad. I get that. All I'm saying is
why not just give him time?
But they've got to change their perspective because there is only one Tom Brady. You can't bring in another quarterback with limited talent around him and expect you're going to have the same type of success. That's just Brady's a once in a generation quarterback. That's just, you just have to change the way you go about your business. Belichick goes back to being head coach, no GM duties, and is an integral part of what the defense brings to the table. And defensively, this has still been a very good team over the years. Even when the offense is not playing well, statistically speaking, they're still a good defense. So he knows what he's doing there.
We know that.
Right? So but everything else is going to have to change. He's going to have to stop being a GM, man.
He's going to get fired. And
he's not going to get fired. He's not going to get fired.
Okay, so he won't. They're going to mutually part ways.
No, I don't see it. He's going to be a New England Patriot.
Well, hold on. I can't even do it. Look, I can't even do it. Look. He's mutually part ways.
You're still flipping people off. I just don't understand.
I'm just saying he's going to mutually part ways. And that's fine because he will chase the record somewhere else.
I don't
see nowhere. He might go to the Jets next year. Yeah, I said it.
No,
he walked on us out with 24 hours before. He might come back. And then Aaron comes back. And then we win the Super Bowl and we ride off into the sunset. And then I never watch football ever again.
I don't know what's in your cup, but I'd like some of it.
I told you I'm on some meds.
So we were just talking about Titans and Dolphins, and there's no better time than now to bring in Crispy, who is joining us now here from Greenville, South Carolina.
He came at the right time, too.
He did. Totally.
I did this timing. Hopefully you were already done.
Nope.
No, I had to bring him. I had to reel it back in just for a minute.
This show's been derailed the whole time, and now we want to reel it back in?
Whoa.
Perfect. Perfect.
Wow.
Taking shots at us because I think we were doing a really...
Man hasn't been here for a half an hour, but he's already just digging.
He ain't watched the movie yet, neither.
Nothing.
I know he ain't watched the movie.
No.
Oh, yeah. So rewind back to when we were talking about that said movie. On a scale of 1 to 10, -2.
You've seen it?
No, but Stacy saw it, my wife, and she knows what movies I will and won't like. She says I will definitely not like this one. It's a definitely not like movie.
Why?
Because she said I won't like it. I literally just asked her when I was upstairs getting my freshly made homemade chili. Oh my gosh, that was so good.
So what did she tell you? There was too much dialogue for you?
No, she just said it was really slow and I would not be interested in the movie. So.
You know what? Knowing you, that might be accurate.
So I'll send you a thread that's on Twitter where they breaks down like the movie, and then that's what I did first before I went to see the movie. I read this thread first, and it caught my mind to make me watch it, and then it seemed better.
Hey, here's the thing. I don't watch a lot of movies, but when I do, I'm pretty tough on them. So that's why I have a very small group of movies that I actually like to watch. So, but not to say that it's not a good movie. But Miami Dolphins, true story. Watching the game, we go up that touchdown. Then we were up 2 touchdowns. I'm laying in the bed. I'm like, oh, this is the perfect way for me to end my evening. And I start nodding off. And the next day, no, I'm asleep. And I wake up and I look at the screen and I see what I think says 28-27. And I'm like, no, dog, this ain't, no. And I really do the rub your eyes. Look, hold on. I don't have my contacts in, mind you. So then I literally pinch myself. I'm like, am I dreaming? I pinch myself. I get up out of my bed and I walk to the television to make sure I'm seeing the score properly. And it's 28-27. And I stand there and I watch Tua get sacked on that last play. And I literally dropped my head I turned my television off and I went to bed. And I woke up this morning with an incredibly challenging headache. So it was not a good morning for me. Very disappointed. We lost a lot of key players. We've been riddled with the offensive line injuries. We added to it last night, losing our center, torn ACL.
Ooh.
Tyreek did what he could to try to come in. I don't know how much truth there was to it, where he didn't even tell him that he was coming back in. He just felt that he needed to come back in. We'll find out how injured he is. But to Allah's point, I think this does go to a couple of votes for him for most valuable player, because once he came out, our offense was horrible. We did not know what to do without him. I think they started loading up the box. This goes back to the other teams that have been able to beat us. If you break up Tua's timing and get pressure on him, that's what breaks us right now.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how we bounce back. We got the Jets. Then we got Baltimore, Dallas, and Buffalo. Remaining
Jets?
4 games.
Wait, what are they? Jets or what?
We're at home against the Jets. Then we go to Baltimore. No, excuse me. Then we're home against Dallas. We go to Baltimore, and then we're home against Buffalo.
Ooh, wow.
So, yeah.
That's a stretch, brother.
So you see what I was saying?
The Jets have a chance? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what's the Jets' remaining schedule?
Miami, Washington, one more with the Patriots, and I think Cleveland.
Oof.
I think. I'm not sure. But I know we got another with the
sounds like 2 and 2.
We got the Bills again. Sorry.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah,
So you're
we'll see what
second in the division?
What?
No, Bills
No,
are second. in
The
the
Bills
division.
have
A game ahead?
2 more wins. Based off the head
Game and a half or whatever. Yeah.
So yeah.
This is my understanding, the way it plays out. Like the East, if Buffalo beats us and the Jets lose one of the conference games, it's their conference. They win the AFC East.
Who, the
By
Bills?
Yeah. The
Oh,
Bills
wow.
still have an actual opportunity to win the AFC East.
Wow.
Like we literally last night for the remaining of the season. Now, it was a tall task by going through what we have to go through, but we literally had the keys to first round
So
number one seed
Yeah.
in our hands.
First round bye. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean a tough loss. I mean that's one of those games. It's even it's a more difficult loss to swallow when you realize that when you look at the remaining schedule, right? That's the thing. It's one thing to lose a game. Look, you're not going to win every game in the season. Like that's just not going to happen anymore. Not in today's NFL. You lose this game, but when you look at the remaining schedule, it'd be different if you were looking at the schedule and you thought, oh, okay, well, we've got like 3 of our last 4 opponents are like sub 500. We had a slip up. We had some injuries. Tyreek's in and out of the game. He rolled his ankle. We're not playing that well. Every once in a while, you're going to have this problem, right? Every once in a while, you're going to look a little bit more pedestrian than you otherwise would. You've been an amazing offense all season. You've scored points in bunches. Tua's been awesome. Tyreek's been awesome. The running game has been stellar. Waddle has been a great complimentary number 2. You have all these things going for you, but it's this loss to the Titans that looks more monumental than it otherwise would when you talk about that remaining schedule. I hadn't even really seen the rest of Miami's schedule until you just said it, but knowing what you have, that gauntlet you have remaining, it would have been nice to win this game against the Titans to give you a little bit of a cushion. And so this loss was
great for us.
Yeah, well, it was great for everybody else in the AFC, let's be honest, because
especially Baltimore.
100%. And so this loss is really a lot bigger, and it looks a lot worse when you think about what the remaining schedule looks like. That cushion would have been great for you because you said you've got Dallas, Baltimore, not in any particular order. Jets, Dallas, Baltimore, and what did you say? Who else? You have the Jets this week.
Jets, Dallas, Baltimore, Buffalo.
That's a hell of a schedule. Like, seriously, that's a hell of a schedule.
The thumbs up when he thumbs up. Well, first of all, look, the thumbs up. You ain't see the little bubble?
I thought I saw that. I wasn't sure if I saw that or
It
not.
looked like a little Facebook like.
Oh, is it something with the gestures?
Yeah, it did a little bubble with the
Yeah, I
thumb
thought
up.
I saw that in the corner of my eye, and I was
I'm
like,
sorry, it caught me.
no, it's cool. I
felt like
thought
squirrel.
I thought I saw it, and then I was like, no, maybe I just
It definitely did.
I don't know. Maybe it's just been a long day. But yeah, that is a tough loss for sure. So, no,
Crazy. RIP.
no. I was just talking to somebody about the show that he was in that was stellar. And Crispy, I'm derailing us for just a moment.
Brooklyn 199.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
199 or whatever it's called.
Have you ever seen that show?
No, I don't watch it. I mean, I know I got Brooklyn in it, but I ain't watched it.
You should. It's freaking hilarious.
I loved him when he was the lawyer on every Law and Order episode he was on. He just plays a good
Andre Brower, breaking news, Andre Brower, unfortunately, has just passed away at the age of 61. Wow.
Who's that?
So look him up real quick. As soon as you see him, you'll know who it is. Andre Brower. I am a huge Brooklyn Nine-Nine fan, and he's probably the best character in that show. And there's a lot of great characters in that show. Wow, that's a premature death. 61.
Yeah, they said illness. They ain't giving no.
What a shame.
no
What an
response
absolute
on it.
shame. Wow. R.I.P. to Andre Brower. Wow, that guy's wow. Anyway, that sucks.
Jets
Damn.
playoffs, baby.
All right. Let's change gears for just a moment.
But why are we not talking about the nasty Chiefs? First of all,
You want to talk about the
we
Chiefs?
just got to get that out of the way because
Why do you want to talk about the
I'm
Chiefs?
happy
right
they
now?
lost. I'm not happy they
I've
lost
seen
to the
them
Bills. I'm happy they lost though, because I'm tired of goddamn Patrick Mahomes seeming like he's the damn GOAT, which he might be.
I mean,
he might be
by the end of his career, he might be.
probably one of the greatest quarterbacks we've seen
Right.
in the current era. Hey, embrace the villain, dog. LeBron tried to embrace the villain mentality before. He didn't do it right. Are you a heel or are you a face? What are you going to be, Patrick? You can't be in every shampoo commercial and every Allstate commercial, but want to get every single call ever in the history of life and then complain to your fellow quarterback at the end of the game. Oh, man, you know that was an effed up call and we would have beat you. Like, who are you, dog? Chill out.
That is, look, here's the thing for me. The Chiefs end up losing the game to the Buffalo Bills 20-17. Wasn't a bad game. It was entertaining to watch. There's so many different storylines within this game that we can talk about. Let me start off by saying Kadarius Toney lines up offsides for the Chiefs.
Way off sides, too.
And Mahomes is incensed, right? This dude is pissed about the fact that that was called. The interesting part about all this is that I go back and I see that that was the fourth time in that game that he had lined up offsides, but that was the only time it was called.
I get that part.
He had lined up. Did you see that?
I get that part.
He lined up offsides four times.
did you-
Blatantly offsides four times.
Have you not seen all the memes and the edits of moving him down the field, put him in the secondary?
Of course.
But when they draw the line down the field, he's offsides. Great.
Multiple
Cool.
times.
His tackle is in the backfield. So technically, they always line up offsides.
Right.
They always get calls. We seen the Jet game early in the
Right.
year. We see the call. We seen the Super Bowl. We see the calls they get. They protect him.
Right.
And I understand why.
It's normal. It's been like that. It's been like that in sports for the last 40 years.
So
Plus.
either embrace it like Tom did,
Right.
or shut the hell up.
Right.
And stop complaining. That just makes him seem like a whiny little, you know what.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say it if you want to. It's fine.
Well, bitch.
Yeah,
Whiny little bitch. That's what he was.
That's what he comes across as. And the thing about it is that it's, if you're upset about it, I get it. If you are pissed at the refs, I get it. You're going after the refs during the game. You know what? He's not the first athlete to ever do that. I get it. Like,
that's
it's
normal.
I get it, right? The emotion takes over. You get rabid. Like, literally, it's like a loss of control, right? And we've seen the greatest of the greats do it, right? Tom Brady's guilty of it. We've seen Peyton Manning do it. More so with his own teammates, but I mean, like it happens.
Phillip Rivers did it.
100%. It happens, right? The thing for me was Mahomes meeting Josh Allen
That was
at
BS.
midfield and telling him in his ear, which the cameras caught and the mics caught, where he says, wildest effing call I've ever seen. Offensive offsides on that play, man. Effing terrible. Like, dude, like you want to be pissed at everybody else in the world, fine. When you go to shake hands with the opposing team's quarterback, like all teams do at the end of the game, why are you bitching to him? Like, where did Josh Allen at any point deserve to hear any of that from you? Josh Allen had nothing to do with that call. He's the quarterback. He plays offense on the other side, on the other team's, right? He plays quarterback for the other team. Like, I just thought that was
How many rings Patrick Mahomes has?
a couple.
Did he
He's
not?
letting them know why they lost.
And did he not beat Josh Allen a couple playoffs, like in
Probably
shootouts,
probably
right?
in both instances where they won those Super Bowl.
And then the Bills kind of regressed after those two.
Right.
So now I get a regular season win over you for whatever the call is. Valid call,
Yeah.
but whatever the call is, and you gonna come to me and that's what you're gonna say to me.
Yeah, I just thought
I just
that
slap
was
fire out of him about Josh Allen.
I just thought that was Bush League. I mean, comparatively speaking to anything else that he did, right? Any complaints to the refs, to his teammates, to anybody else. I mean, let's be honest though, man. Here's where I'm going to take this to a whole nother level. If you're Patrick Mahomes, if you're pissed, how many times do you think you could have had this outburst to Kadarius Toney? At what point do you need to call his ass out on the sidelines for continuously dropping passes, making boneheaded mistakes? How many times have we seen this? How many times have we seen this?
I think that's why he's not in New York right now, right?
Maybe it's going on in the locker room. I don't know. But if you're going to go after somebody, dude, you need to go after Kadarius Toney. You need to let him know, bro, you need to stop slacking ass and catch a freaking football and do something and give us an opportunity. Wasn't it a couple weeks ago where he dropped another? I mean, like, it just it's insane. If you're going to get pissed off at somebody, get pissed off at the guy who lines up offsides or can't catch a football for you. That's my point. Crispy.
Man, well, man, you just yelled at me. I was scared there for a moment. You were angry just now. But yeah, I think Tony is I will be honest with you. I'm surprised we didn't see KC cuts him today. He has had way too many opportunities and chances.
I thought they were supposed to cut him opening week. Remember?
They could have cut him 3 times this year.
Remember opening week when he had the drop, the bobble, and it led to a pick against what was that? Detroit opening week, right?
Yep.
He was supposed to be cut after that.
Yeah, that dude, he had a tough night last night. I thought my night was rough. That dude had a tougher night. And I think Patrick was sharing that because I think he was using that as the excuse. Hey, that's why we lost. How are they going to make that call in that moment? Here's the thing. They had already thrown the flag. The flag was thrown before Kelsey even caught the ball.
That was a great play.
And before
That was a great play.
And before Kelsey even threw it back, so it was already done. They had already determined. It's not like they saw the play and were like, hey, let's throw a flag. It was already thrown. So, and there were a lot of spots and there was a lot. I felt I've done a pretty good job with the blame on the refs because I think they make a lot of great calls as well. But there were some in that game, in that Kansas City Buffalo game. I was like, let's let them play some ball here.
Yeah. I will say this. There was an article that I read a couple of days ago. I beg your pardon. It was actually yesterday, where the NFL has come out and has said that we expect more from our refs. Like that, they have come out and
finally?
basically, they have basically come out and admitted to the fact that they expect more, and they need the referees to be better. So they know that, and if the NFL is doing that, then what we've seen throughout the season is justifiably, like, there's a justifiable problem here. Like we're seeing it, we're talking about it. It's a problem.
I know that. You ain't got to tell me. I'm a Jets fan. We don't never get no damn calls. I mean,
But you're not the only team. Like, what I'm saying is like this. It is an epidemic. It is a problem.
It stops games.
Yeah. And listen, the funny thing about this is, for me, is that the NFL is the entity that's come out and said we need our referees to be better. But the NFL needs to look in the mirror, because the NFL is the one who says, "Oh, well, we've changed the rules."
Every damn rule. You can't even get a kickoff, man. I'm tired of these kickoffs going out the back of the end zone.
Yeah, they just simply need to just line up on the 25 and get the game
You
started.
mind as well.
I mean, I watched the Falcons game and nobody returned it. And you're even seeing teams now.
They don't even put nobody back there.
Well, not only that, but guys, the kick is short.
And I'm a fair catch it.
And he fair catches it at the 5, and he still gets it at the 25.
Terrible.
I didn't even realize that was a thing.
Yes.
I was like, wait a minute. If you catch it inside of
I can
the
catch
end
it at
zone,
the 5.
you need to run.
I can catch it at the 2.
I'm going to get it at the 25.
That's it.
That's it. Just you know what? No more kickoffs. And I think that's ultimately where this is going, by the way.
We barely get any punt returns.
I believe this is where this is going. Like, kickoffs, I think, are ultimately going to be completely out of the game.
That's why
soon enough.
football, I hate football.
But
That's
here's
why
the
I hate
thing,
it.
though. The NFL wanted to make the game in such a way where we have high-scoring affairs, offense dominates. I've said this for years, right? Those of us that are football purists, we will watch football regardless of the score. You're going to have people that watched, it wasn't all that entertaining, but sometimes a 3-0 game can be entertaining. The Minnesota-Vegas game was not. But there are several games over the last 25, 30 years of football that I've been watching where you have had 9-6, 9-3, 12-9 football games where it's been dominated by defense, but good defense, right? Like good football, still good football. Those of us that are football purists are going to watch that. It doesn't matter to us, right? The score doesn't need to be 45-38. It doesn't need to be that. But the NFL realized a long time ago that it is. Look, the NFL is no longer a sport, ladies and gentlemen. That's the reality of the thing. It's no longer a sport. It is an entertainment entity.
Might be scripted entertainment.
Potentially, but I don't want to get into a conspiracy theory. That's a story. That's a different show.
Listen, I watched a movie about conspiracy theories.
I know you did.
I'm telling you.
That's a different show.
You know what? I got a Twitter thread. I'm going to send you too.
Thank you very much. But it's no longer a sport. That part I can tell you without a question. Like this, it's all about entertainment at this point. So you've devised a sport. You've taken a sport. It has become entertainment. You have changed the rules to make it more of an entertainment, to make it more of a show. But now you're looking at the refs and you're going, we need you to be better. But the reality is that you're not giving defenses any leeway whatsoever. I can go, and there's a penalty.
Ow.
Right? I'm sorry, was that a hate crime?
I mean, it could be.
Apologies. But you need to look at yourself in the mirror right now. You need to decide what you're going to be. The NFL has to decide, like Patrick Mahomes, what are you going to be at this point?
What do you want?
Yeah.
I thought the whole kickoff thing was because isn't that where most of the injuries were occurring?
No, 100%. No, I agree with you.
They're making it safer,
Right.
but in the same token,
Why
it's
bother?
taking away from the game.
Right. Why bother at this point? I mean, I literally will watch. I watched. Pains me to say this. I watched the Falcons play this past weekend. There wasn't a single kickoff return. Not a single one. Not one the entire game. And I literally, about 2/3 of the way through the game, I'm like, why are we bothering with this?
It's not even the kicker kicking it. either no more. They got the punters just booting it out the
Just
back of
booting
the
it
end
out
zone.
the end zone,
So
yeah.
whoever can kick the furthest, they're just going to kick it out the back of the end zone and line their defense up on the 25. That's it.
Yeah. Just do that.
Have the kickers evolved? Like all these other things we're talking about, like golf and the golf balls, it's a lot further on these golf courses that we already have. These kickers, just like the other athletes on the field, they've gotten stronger and faster.
100%.
These guys can kick it through 70-yarders now.
Well, they can, but remember a few years ago is when they changed it and the kickoff starts, they kicked the ball from the 35. They used to kick it further back.
From the 30.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, maybe that 5 yards at this point in the game may no longer be a factor either.
They did that for onside. I mean, they did that for touchbacks.
Right.
For the less crashes.
Right.
But you got a defensive lineman going up against an offensive lineman 70 plays a game.
Right.
Head on every play.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Which is equivalent to
I would say
minor car accident every time they do it.
The two offensive linemen are going at about 7 miles per hour. The guys on those kickoffs, they're reaching speeds of 20 to 21 miles per hour.
Right.
That's the difference.
Well, I mean, but again, and I don't disagree with you at all, but because the ball continues to go out of the end zone, or even if the kick is short, the guy is fair catching it at the 5 and they're still getting it at the 25, let's not waste time. Let's not bother kicking it off anymore and just hand the ball to him and give him. Let's just start things at the 25 because it was like 2 or 3 years ago where you still had kickers that were taking a chance,
trying to kick it
And
to the goal line,
right?
So you can bring it out.
Well, they were bringing it out, and they were bringing it out 8 yards deep into the end zone. But the coaches won't let you do that anymore because field position is at a premium.
So
it's so important now, right? Because defenses are that much better, and just
Jets lead the league in safety.
Just
so
stop.
Absolutely,
Just stop.
We love a short field,
Right.
but what does it matter?
It doesn't matter anymore. I just think, and I think that look, the NFL is smart enough to do it a certain way. They're going to change things incrementally. Right? They're not going to make this drastic change all of a sudden from 1 year to the next to say, well, we're not going to do kickoffs anymore. We knew this was coming. We talked about this years ago in the privacy of our own homes. We were having these conversations where it was like, well, they're doing this. This must mean that eventually we're going to get to a point where this is just going to stop. This is the evolution of this game. And part of the evolution is ultimately going to be kickoffs are just no longer important.
And we just play flag football. So,
well, I mean, that's basically what the NFL is turning into at this point. But I'm still watching it for now.
Yeah. Well, the entertainment factor, they have to make sure it's safe and for all viewing, right? We had a big scare last year. So, I mean, that's for me, that's why they're making these changes. They want to make it safer.
Yep.
And with making it safer, there's going to be some changes that us traditionals may not care for.
100%.
For the kicking, other part of this kicking piece of this, though, is like our field goals and the PATs, how far back, how many of those have we missed this year?
Right.
So there's that trade-off, right?
Yeah.
So those have come down. They're not as accurate as they used to be. And they can't do that jumping over the linemen to try to block the kicks for safety reasons.
Yeah.
So
I mean, again,
that's why the Phillies, the tush push thing,
that's going to be gone next year.
Stopped. Next year.
Yeah.
I feel very strongly for that.
Here's my thing. I don't disagree with you at all. You and I are basically, I feel like you and I are both getting to the same place. We're just coming at it from different perspectives. Like we're just coming at it from different angles because I just don't see the point at this. I agree with you on the safety piece. I get why the NFL is doing it. We've been talking about this for years. The speed of the game is unreal. It's unprecedented at this point. So, but we agree that they're doing it for these reasons. So ultimately it's like, well, I don't waste another 20, 30 seconds of my time by kicking it. Just hand the ball.
And then you're going to go to commercial right after anyway.
Right. Just give them the ball.
So what's the purpose?
I would take the fair catch part out of it. I like the fact of trying to get my kicker to kick it to the 1 yard line, make you have to return it.
Yes.
Because now you're stopping 10 to 15 at the 10 or 15 yard line. So
Absolutely.
I have gained that. So I would, of the kicking game right now, I would just take the fair catch part of it out.
But the fact that they're allowing the fair catch part at the 2, 3, 4, 5 yard line and still giving them the ball at the 25, again, lends itself to the idea that we're eventually going to see a game where there's no more kickoffs.
It used to be the 20.
Right.
Now I'm giving you an extra 5.
Yep.
What's the purpose?
I'm kicking closer and I'm giving it to you. Yeah. So crazy stuff. Mahomes, the Chiefs, this is not a team right now that looks like a team that's going to repeat. Speaking of a team that doesn't look like it's going to make itself or themselves back to the Super Bowl, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Damn, now I can't stake the claim that we were the only team to beat them this year.
Smacked around. I mean, mollywopped at the hands of a division foe, the Dallas Cowboys, who you beat earlier in the season, by the way. Congratulations. But you lose by 20 at home to the Dallas Cowboys, and they made you look bad. Like this wasn't a competitive game. This wasn't it was pretty good for a little while. Nah, bro. Like Dallas made you look bad. And let's not just talk about, from my vantage point, where Philly has a problem, and it's on defense. That was one of the things
we knew that, right?
That we talked about at the beginning of the year. Now, I gave Philly the benefit of the doubt, like I usually do at the beginning of the year. I'm like, let's wait and see. Just give me a wait and see, right? I'm usually the guy that's going to tell you, give me a minute.
This was the game, though. This was the game. This was the test to see if they put all that aside.
Right.
And it didn't end very well.
Philly defensively, one of the things we talked about, because they haven't lost much on the front, it's the back end where they're struggling mightily, right? They're really struggling in the middle of the field. They're struggling at the safety position. This team has been exposed 2 weeks in a row. Lack of speed, can't keep up. Dallas made them look bad. And while I want to sit here and I want to talk about how Philly has obvious issues that they need to shore up in the next 4 weeks before we get to the playoffs, and they're going to be a playoff team, more than likely, right? They're going to get in as a wild card. But let's give credit where credit's due. Because for the first time in a very, 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 very long time, I'm going to sit here and tell you
that Dak didn't Dak.
Dak didn't Dak. And for the first time in a very, 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 very long time, I'm actually a believer in what the Dallas Cowboys are bringing to the table. And I haven't said this in years. Because usually it's at this time of the year where we say, all right, thank you, Dallas. It was fun while it lasted, but now you've gotten to a point where you're showing me your true colors. Now, we still have 4 weeks left, 4 or 5 weeks left, and Dallas could still Dallas, Dak could still Dak. But right now, I'm not seeing any indication whatsoever that the Dallas Cowboys aren't a true team to beat and not one of the best two teams in the NFC right now.
They can't beat San Fran though. So
yeah, and Dallas's schedule is not the easiest finishing out either.
Nope.
They got the Bills, Dolphins, Lions, and Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
So they got some testy games depending on who shows up. Like the Lions and Dolphins obviously aren't playing great, but still playoff teams. Bills are starting to get hot at the right time. Mm-hmm. They got to travel to Buffalo. They got to travel to Miami. They're home against the Lions, and they have to go to the Commanders. So they got 3 out of the next 4 on the road as well. So
well, they'll kick the crap out of the Commanders. I'm not really worried about that at this point. I know it's a division game, but the Commanders are just falling apart. They're falling apart at the seams right now. This is not a team that anybody should be overly concerned about. I realize I'm saying this, but everybody's going to be like, well, it's a division game. It's at the end of the year, and Washington's going to have...
How the hell did Ron Rivera make it out the whole year?
I don't know, but he won't make it past... he won't make it to next year. But I also don't think that Ron Rivera has any intentions of coaching next year anyway. But Detroit right now, I mean, look, they're going to make the playoffs as well, right? I think so, unless they completely fall apart over the next 4 weeks. But they've been exposed, right? I think that that Jared Goff reminds me. This was a guy who I had issue with when he was in LA. I think a lot of what Jared Goff was going through in LA was the fact that it's a big market team and the spotlight's on you. And I think he goes to Detroit. He's in this corner of the world where the spotlight isn't really on you. You're in Detroit. You're not in LA. You're not in New York. You're not in Chicago. You're not. You know what I mean? You're not in one of the larger markets. So I think he could just go to Detroit, and kind of do what he does and kind of hang out a little outside the limelight and do his thing. But now Detroit's a team up until a couple of weeks ago that everybody's like, oh, okay. This is one of the top 2-3 teams in the NFC. Maybe one of the top 5 teams in the NFL. You aren't hearing that, right? Is this Jared Goff now all of a sudden going, the expectations are that much higher. I don't know if I can pull this off. Now, is it all his fault? I don't know that it is. But defensively, they're pretty good. And the offensive line is supposed to be one of the best offensive lines in football. But they're looking a little pedestrian of late. So I don't know that Dallas right now, when you look at the way Dallas is playing today, like if they lined up tomorrow and played one another, Dallas would be the prohibitive favorite in that game, right? That I would think that Dallas would probably have a 6 or 7 point advantage in that game. If you're betting Vegas odds, I'd say they probably have that advantage.
Which game?
If Dallas and Detroit lined up tomorrow, because we're talking about Dallas's remaining schedule, right? Commanders, I like them to win that game easily. Detroit, I don't think they have a problem with, to be quite honest with you. And you said they have Miami and Buffalo, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Dallas is the favorite in every game. I think Dallas is the favorite in every game, even though they're on the road. It may not be by much. I mean, typically, if you have two teams that have similar records, and if you're Dallas and you're on the road, are they on the road at Miami? Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, Dallas is probably going to be a 2-point favorite going into that game, right? Similar records, whatever. Dallas goes into that game, it's not going to be a huge favorite. But I think Dallas is favored in every single game. And if you look at those teams and you look at Dallas and the way all of them have played, comparatively speaking to Dallas in the last couple of weeks, Dallas is a favorite in every game. And I think Dallas probably wins 3 out of the 4. I think Miami's the biggest test for them. I don't think Detroit's a huge test. They kicked the crap out of the Commanders, and I think they beat Buffalo handily. So,
Really?
I do. I really do. I think Dallas may prove me wrong. Dak may Dak at the end of it, and I've gotten a little ahead of myself.
They still got Mike McCarthy as a coach.
But Mike McCarthy,
I think the fact that Buffalo being at home is that piece. And with this new OC or the person that's taken over the play calling, their offense is really, really coming full circle. You're starting to see more of James Cook. James Cook's been really lighting it up these last couple of weeks. Play callers putting the calls more into Allen's hands. We're seeing him run a little bit more.
That's not a good thing, though.
I know, but that's part of their offense. That's what he's been known for, is being able to be that running quarterback. The concern I would have is Buffalo's secondary, because they just had another guy that got hurt this past week against Kansas City. Was it Hyde? If he wasn't already hurt?
Yeah, he had problems all year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So someone had their helmet taken away in that game too. So that's my big concern there. This could be a 55-53 game if we have good weather.
Yeah, I when I look at Dallas right now, when you talk about injuries, you talk about the teams that they're going to go up against. Again, I all due respect to the Commanders fans and everything else. Okay, we're not talking about that. Detroit right now.
Detroit's 9-4.
Huh?
Detroit's 9-4.
I realize they're 9-4, but they're not playing like a 9-4 team.
They ain't been there yet, so I mean, it's new to them.
Exactly, but
it's okay. I still think they're
still going to make the playoffs. I get that. And once they get there, maybe they find themselves. But right now, again, we're just talking about now, this particular moment right now, Detroit not looking like the team that we thought they'd look like a few weeks ago. They even had a hiccup, 5-6 weeks ago, where they got absolutely shellacked at the hands of the Baltimore Ravens. Here's my issue. It goes back to the Jared Goff situation. They get down to a team like the Baltimore Ravens where they get punched in the mouth. They got punched in the mouth that entire game. It's not like they got punched in the mouth early and then they were like, okay, let's mount a comeback. They were still getting their asses handed to them with 2 minutes left in the game. Like, no matter what they tried to do, nothing worked. And so I don't know that they're a play from behind team either, right? They're the type of team that needs to get out ahead, stay ahead. They run the ball efficiently. They spread it out. They throw the ball around, and defense pins their ears back when they get ahead. Miami Dolphins have injury concerns of their own, right? The Buffalo Bills have injury concerns of their own. When you look at this right now, again, this is another reason why Dallas goes into each and every one of these games, I think, as the favorite, regardless of the number. But I think this schedule, for me, I don't think it's crazy hard for Dallas. I think the Dolphins game is the hardest game. I just don't see unless the weather is crazy bad in Buffalo, which even Buffalo, in my humble opinion, is not exactly built for cold weather. I've said this before. They don't have the running game built to slow the clock down and win a game by a little bit, right? Score 16 points and win by 3. I just don't think they're built that way. I don't even think they're that great at their own home when there's snow on the ground and when it's -2, right? So I love Dallas in each and every one of these games.
Right now, game odds, weather will be 36 degrees at a 4:25 kickoff. And as of right now, Buffalo is giving up 2.5 points.
2.5. Okay. That makes sense.
I hate football, so I don't care.
I don't know why you hate football so much. The Jets played well this past weekend. You should have a little bit of, you should be resurged. Like, there should be a resurgence here. You should be excited. Who's the Jets playing this week?
Tomato.
Who are you playing this week? Who the Jets got this week?
Them.
Oh, it's the Dolphins this week. Ooh.
It's a good week. You guys coming off a 30 spot. I had Wilson on the bench this week. Ugh. I lost by like 4 points in my fantasy league going into the playoffs. Just for the record.
On to basketball.
Just for the record.
Oh,
what?
yeah. Nothing.
You're in first place?
No, I was going to talk more about last place, but we don't need to do that.
Oh, damn.
All right, let's go ahead and...
He was going to talk about me. I'm in last place. Yeah, my team sucks. That's fine.
Yeah, let's talk about basketball.
Yeah, let's talk about basketball.
Damn.
Oh, man.
Lakers win
Here's my
in
problem.
season tournament.
Here's my problem with this. They talking about raising a damn banner.
Yeah.
What are we raising a banner for? Because they got a check? Because they helped the rookies out with some extra funds?
For $500,000.
Oh, man.
What are we raising a banner for?
Somebody posted something on Instagram where it showed LeBron James in season tournament 1. Michael Jordan, nothing.
Yeah,
I was like,
this solved the debate.
Right.
Yeah, get out of here with this, man.
Okay. I had this debate with a couple people at work today, too, where they were still trying to convince me that LeBron is the GOAT. I'm like, please stop talking to me. You don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, they even did the champagne and the goggles. And
They celebrated. It was like, I didn't even watch it. At that point, I was like, all right, you got it, fam.
Is the in-season tournament just another way to try to pad LeBron's stats?
Yes.
Is that really what this is all about?
They talked about naming the trophy after him.
Oh, my God.
Oh, he's still playing, but these awards are named after players, and he should be named. And come on, get out of here, man.
I will say this. The Lakers won the in-season tournament by an average of 19 points per game. So they played well. Wow. I'm just saying they
played basketball.
They played well.
They played basketball, though.
balling.
AD, they gave LeBron, they said LeBron was the MVP of the tournament. But I'm going to tell you something. If AD hadn't dropped the type of points and rebounds he'd been dropping throughout that entire tournament, they wouldn't be in this conversation. Didn't AD go for 40 in the championship?
Yeah.
I mean, the dude went off.
Yeah, he went up. That's the AD that if he's like that all year, forget about it. That's the scary
He wasn't
part
hurt?
about his game.
No, he was not hurt.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he actually
He
played.
did get hurt for a small period of time.
He actually played
And the commentators
basketball.
even made mention to that.
Right.
He looks hurt.
He played basketball. What did he do? That's what he gets paid to do. Play ball. Be on the court and play ball, right?
I mean, injuries happen, dude.
To his brittle ass, absolutely.
Well, yeah, okay.
He's
Because
always hurt.
I was watching the game before leaving, and I seen he tweaked something against the Mavs.
Right.
Come on, man. Get out of here with this banner.
I mean, he's not Greg Oden, but yeah, he gets hurt.
He gets a banner. They get a trophy.
They get
won
$500,000.
The champagne.
Right.
They was in Vegas. Whoop-de-doo. You played an extra game. Put more miles on Braun's body.
And ADs for that matter.
Absolutely. Because they played 83 games because of this extra game they had.
Well, let me ask you this, though. So let's talk about, what this means moving forward. Is there anything? I'll ask this. I'll just pose this question. Is there anything from this tournament that gives anybody any level of excitement about a particular team? So, in other words, what you saw from the in-season tournament, can you take a team from that and say, I saw something from them. This is a jumpstart opportunity for them for the remainder of the season. Even though this tournament is early on, very early on, mind you, is there anything that you saw from these teams, with the exception of the Lakers? I mean, we can say that based on the fact that the Lakers won by an average of 19 points a game in this tournament, they look pretty good moving forward. If they were to stay healthy, they'd be dangerous in the West because it's addition by subtraction there as well, right? We don't know what the Warriors are going to bring to the table. Sacramento's still young. What's Portland doing? Is there going to be any kind of hangover there? I mean, there's a lot of question marks.
The Suns can't stay healthy.
Right, 100%. So, like, what is there? Is there a team that you saw as Indiana obviously got got themselves to the championship? Is there anything that you see or you saw from the in-season tournament that can you look at and see a team jumpstarts the remainder of their schedule and could be a team to be reckoned with?
No, because then Milwaukee went out and lost. Didn't they? The next game after, I forgot who they played, or they won by 2 or something like that. Like, whoop-de-doo. Like, it didn't make any sense. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was who you get to see. That Halliburton probably is a star now. I mean, that's the only thing we saw in this tournament.
Yeah,
but that was coming from his progression. That was natural progression from him.
Yeah, I was just going to take away just a couple keys. Like, if you have a healthy AD on that Lakers team, I think they are for sure the front runners in the West. I think we saw through Milwaukee that they're still trying to work out some things with adding Dame.
That's it. We ain't seen anything.
Personally, the Miami Heat, I think we got a lot of work still to do. We have that kid, that rookie that's starting to show. But injuries, for us right now. Other teams, it's kind of like it's still early, so I don't know. Is this the true body of work that we're going to get? I did hear rumors that they're talking about, how they're going to be able to evolve the champion of this. Is this going to automatically give them a playoff berth if you win that midseason tournament?
Terrible.
So go hard at the very beginning of the season, kind of get that automatic bid. Mm-hmm. Does that change the way that you play that midseason tournament? Does it put more importance to that? I could see maybe some people maybe trying a little harder if that is the case. An automatic bid for a couple of weeks of playing ball.
24 games into the season, and then I make the playoffs, and then I tank the rest of the year, or I have a terrible year, and I go 19 and 20 something the rest of the year, or 19 and 40 something, and then I still make the playoffs. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
But I mean,
maybe they push it further into the season. Maybe they take these games off the total season. I don't know.
It sparks some intrigue, but it's just, please don't do the courts like that next year because they hurt my eyes.
Basketball season for me starts on Christmas Day. That's usually when we have some really marquee games. We're about 20, 25 games in. Mm-hmm. We kind of know what we're getting. So Christmas Day has always been basketball season starting for me.
I've always said I thought that's when the NBA season should start.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I would
let the NFL have those first 12 plus weeks of the season.
Yep.
And then we come in towards the end of their year. They hit their Super Bowl, but we are into 20 plus games, and now we are in our stride.
Yep. And kick off the NBA season on Christmas Day. I mean, what better day of the year to kick off the NBA? Because we know too on Christmas Day, the NBA gets a lot of viewership.
Because we are at home, we're watching TV, right? We're opening gifts, we're spending family time, and we're gonna put some basketball on because they're gonna play from 11, all the way through the night.
Yep, that's the best time to start the season.
Thanksgiving and football, right? You got Christmas and basketball.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
New Year's, you got college football.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, the potential changes. I mean, we could see. I mean, people around the league believe there should be some sort of incentive given to teams for winning this tournament, beginning as soon as next season. Obviously, the money incentive is really cool. We get that, but some people believe that that giving an automatic playoff berth would be a logical thing to do. Some people disagree with that. So inevitably, here's what's going to happen. And look, whether you agree with the changes or not, the fact is it's year one of the in-season tournament. So there's always going to be a situation where we're trying things for the first time, right? There will be changes next year. What you saw this year will not be the same as next year.
Do I get a banner?
No, you should not get a banner.
Right. Is it a removable banner? What is it? It's a banner.
How much of this was a trial and error or some research and analysis for a NBA franchise in Las Vegas?
That's the rumor and speculation. That's 100%. Why they had LeBron win. So I'm not saying that's what I believe.
Yeah.
That's why they had LeBron out there.
Right?
They pushed him so well. He's about to wind his career down. His son is about to play. Kudos to him making it back to even play, but they lost to Long Beach State.
Mm-hmm.
Well, isn't LeBron putting a portfolio together and has some investors with him?
Yep.
To try to bring a team to Las Vegas?
Expand to Las Vegas because they do the summer league there and it's really big and they're revamping Vegas and everything. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's all about that money. And who else better than to have LeBron James? Stephen A. Smith talked about this before the pregame. You know, having a black owner for a franchise would be really important. And why not being, you know, one of the top 2 or 3 players of all time in LeBron James?
I mean, Jordan was an owner too.
Well, they said Jordan, but they're talking like a majority owner. I don't know. I don't know how much Jordan had, but they're talking like LeBron with the people backing him would be the first owner of. Because
Jordan was minority owner, wasn't he?
Was and then became majority owner.
Yeah, and then
sold 70% of stakes.
Yeah,
but he made a couple billion.
He did.
It, so
which was a money grab.
Absolutely.
Obviously, no question.
Come on now, he's Jordan.
Yeah. So I mean, eventually everything is gonna like surround Vegas, right? We know that baseball is moving. Oakland's going.
We talking baseball. We talking money.
There.
We talking crazy money.
Yep.
The A's are moving there, right?
Yep.
Well, they need it because it was terrible in Oakland.
Oh God.
Every sports team. I seen the thing. Every sports team leaves Oakland though.
They do, and what's that mean for the city? I mean, that's a story for another day.
Bad, right?
Show, but my God,
every sports franchise has. The Warriors left.
Jeez.
The Raiders left. The A's are leaving. And both teams went to Vegas.
Yeah.
Because it's a quick drive there, though.
Yep.
So they still keep that fan base.
They do. They'll still travel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's money, though. We
Yeah.
know it.
God, man.
Money runs everything.
Unbelievable
Unbelievable is that damn Shayho,
Ohtani.
Shayho, yeah, him.
I mean,
F him.
$700 million over 10 years.
Well, F him, first of all.
Why?
Because he could have became a Met. We gave him that same money.
You're just mad because
Conspiracy theories.
Mm.
They didn't want Steve Cohen to take over. Because we would have offered the same damn. We paying Bobby Bonilla right now.
Still.
Will
be for a while.
We would have did this. We could have did the same deal. $2 million a year.
Yeah, but
to come hit bombs for us.
Yeah, but of all the teams in the world, you wouldn't be the team to do it. If that's not what you're gonna do.
We just paid $370 million last year. We had the record payroll and then got rid of them. You think we want to pay Shayho $2 million and deferred the other $38 million?
Oh, so you want to go ahead and do that same thing again?
I mean,
so
for I wouldn't. But
9
I'm just
years,
saying,
you'll pay him $68 a year.
All I'm saying is they did this to keep Cohen out of it because he knew he was paying over in luxury tax and everything like that for a non-competitive team last year. Ohtani does make your team better, absolutely. But how they allowed the Dodgers to get away with this kind of deal is mind-boggling.
Yeah, I don't know. Here's my question. I mean, look, we already know the deal. A lot of people know the deal. So it's 10 years, $700 million. He's deferring $680 million of it, which the Dodgers will pay him, if I got the dates correctly, because I'm not looking at it, from 2034 to 2043. They're going to pay him that remaining.
Yeah.
Right. So for 10
supposedly Othani was the one that brought this up.
Apparently. So he's going to get paid $2 million a year for the next 10 years. And then the remaining balance will be 60. He'll get paid $68 million a year from 2034 to 2043. Did I get that right? I think
that sounds good enough.
Yeah, it's close. Enough. Right.
It's a lot of money after he's probably done playing baseball. He's not even going to pitch next year, probably.
No, he's definitely not pitching next year.
They're paying $2 million for a DH for the next 2 years until he pitches again in 24-5 area.
So, I know that this has been the conversation around baseball forever and a day. I know that, you know, we all know what the deal is, right? The deal came out a couple of days ago. We know how much he's getting paid. We know he's deferring the majority of it for the back end of his, back end of the deal. He's going to get paid a whole bunch of money for 10 years, and he won't even be playing, more than likely. But is a deal like this taking us to the mountaintop of the conversation that sports enthusiasts and baseball fans have been having for the majority of my lifetime? Is at what point does baseball need to have a salary cap? Like, everybody else has one. At what point does this now need to come into this? This is the type of deal that raises this question, raises the eyebrow again, and everybody says, when are we actually going to do this? Why is it that baseball doesn't have one while everybody else does? And secondly, how on earth is Major League Baseball actually going to allow this to happen? Because without a salary cap, it's great. Oh, yeah, we're deferring the payments, 10 years down the line, et cetera, so we can continue to build and spend more money and become a bigger team. We get more pitching. So the rich getting richer, right?
Yeah, because they got the Japanese pitchers right now coming in for meetings and everything. So, yeah, we won't get nobody apparently because the Dodgers could get everything.
I just wonder, is there any chance that baseball steps in here?
Because they're deferring Mookie Betts' contract too. They have a clause in there where they could defer money for him too.
Was this new or has this always been the case?
This has always been his deal.
Okay.
For that $340 or whatever he's getting, there's deferred payments in there too. How do they keep deferring payments?
I think baseball is the exception to this. It's been proven that buying a team doesn't really work.
It has.
The Yankees did it every year.
I mean, but
in recent years,
but they're still competitive.
I mean, the Dodgers were, but we saw them lose, right? So we'll see what happens here. The Mets have been doing it for years. The Yankees have been doing it for years recently.
We did it 1 year.
Boston's been doing it for
Boston's been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just seem like these smaller markets are finding some of these good baseball players and they're competitive. So, but the teams that are spending all this money are also in these really big markets who have a plethora of money to spend, and it's for their fan base.
What does that do to the Angels?
The Angels weren't squat even when he was there.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm not talking about Trout. If I'm Trout, I'm calling my way. I'm get me somewhere right now, right? I'll go DH somewhere too.
All right.
He's still a great player. He just can't stay healthy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's unfortunate.
What does that do to the Angels when you lose him in state in the same city to a team clearly with way more money and more prestige, but you lose him for nothing? Should you not have just traded him?
Yeah, I think they really thought that they were going to be able to sign him.
That's bad for baseball. It's bad for baseball. That's not good for baseball. How the Soto to the Yankees thing is not good for baseball because he went to San Diego.
San Diego.
Right? You gut the Nationals team. You go to San Diego. You're supposed to win.
I want to do it so badly.
They don't. Right? They have a huge payroll. Now they're shedding payroll too.
Right.
They're talking about Machado might be on the move too.
Yeah.
And now Soto just goes to the Yankees. And did you see if you've seen his press conference, he didn't say he was re-signing. He said, while I'm there.
Right. Oh, that's a little.
I told you he's gonna be a Met next year. Next
He's just trying to grab a ring real quick. Hey, Derek Jeter
Well,
called
then
that,
he
by the
shouldn't
way.
go to the Mets then, if that's the case.
Hater.
No, he's with the Yankees. Derek Jeter called that. Did y'all see that?
No.
Yeah, there was a bit where they were doing the baseball, whatever. I'm gonna guess it's Fox. Derek Jeter was on the panel, and he had said something about free agency. He's like, "Watch for the Yankees to go get Soto." Sure enough, they went and got Soto.
They gave up a lot though. Even though, yes, I give up whatever for Soto, but without no deal in place, I'm not giving up that much money because it's a Ohtani thing. Like, yo, you're on an expiring deal, and I already know that I'm losing this caliber player. I might as well just move you during the season for prospects. But it's the Yankees, so who cares?
Yeah. I don't know. It's
The rich get richer.
I am curious to see what ultimately, like who else they sign. That's going to be the thing. It's one thing to say, well, I'm going to defer this much money so you can continue to go out there and spend money and make the team better so we can win championships. Ultimately, though, despite the fact that I think that baseball at some point needs to have a salary cap, it is going to be interesting to see who they ultimately end up signing and whether or not this pays off. It doesn't necessarily have to pay off next year because it'll be easy for us if we turn around and the Dodgers don't win the World Series next year to say, oh, well, it didn't work.
See, told you so.
Yeah, right. I mean, we can do the I told you so all day long. It may take a couple seasons for this to work because they don't really have much in the way of pitching right now. Like their starting pitching is not great.
And he's not pitching next year.
Right.
Absolutely.
So it may take a year or two for this to ultimately pay off. But, the thing is that Ohtani himself is making a boatload of money. I read this today. My God, he's making so much money outside of baseball through endorsements. I think I read somewhere that he's making like $50 million a year in endorsements. So the reality is he could afford to defer that payment because it's not like he's going to be hurting.
He's still getting it regardless.
Yeah. Yeah. He's still going to get it regardless. But even in the interim, he's
Absolutely.
making a ton of money.
But that's why you
regardless.
go to a big market because you can take a little bit less, which Braun and them did when they went to the Heat because they're going to make that money off the court.
Yep.
Regardless of the no tax or whatever. They're still going to make that off the court.
And another
I
reason
get
why
it.
LeBron went to L.A.
To make that money off the
Same
court
thing.
and hit Hollywood.
Yep.
We know why.
Yep. So, it's storylines like this that get me a little bit more jazzed for baseball, even though we're a little ways from it. I'm curious, right? It's that morbid curiosity. It's kind of like, all right, well, let's see where this lands. Let's see where this lands. Let's see what happens.
And the Mets going Met again as the prospect tears his knee in winter baseball.
That glass half empty perspective. It's just
It happens. We lost Diaz last year in the baseball classic. We lose the prospect kid Mauricio in a winter baseball. Like who? First of all, you play 162 games in a year.
right.
You play spring
That's too
training.
much baseball,
you
man.
play spring training,
Right.
and then you go play in the winter league after you played in the summer league. Stop. Go sit down somewhere. Go recoup your body. But the Mets go Mets.
The Mets are going to Met, and that's great for base fans. So we appreciate you. We do appreciate your existence.
Great. We got Brett Beatty.
Yeah, we still got to deal with Philly, though. They're Achilles heel right now.
I didn't really want to talk about that.
Brett Beatty, baby.
So before we get into our top five, I do want to just a quick mention. Jaden Daniels, Heisman Trophy winner, LSU quarterback. I think the most entertaining part about this, look, he great numbers. His numbers were right there with Burrow's numbers when Burrow was at LSU as well. I mean, just amazing stat line. This is a guy who is probably going to make an NFL franchise better. I think he's going to be a good quarterback in the NFL. I think the most entertaining part about this, that Jaden Daniels wins the Heisman, is all the videos that we've seen that have come back out.
Oh, from the Arizona State.
From when he left
transferred?
Arizona State and he transferred out, and all of his former teammates at Arizona State were recording the players taking stuff out of his locker. And what was it they said? He's trash
Get the
anyway.
shit out of here. You trash
He's
anyway.
trash anyway. And then the next picture is him holding the Heisman Trophy. I thought that was pretty entertaining. Good for him.
It was.
Right? That's definitely a motivating factor. And, I'm Arizona State. I mean, yeah, I guess it would be different if it was like Alabama or something like that where he came from. But is anybody really paying attention to Arizona State football anyway?
No.
Okay.
That's the answer.
But it's still funny.
And the damn transfer portal opened.
The transfer portal opened, and I can't even keep up. That's a whole nother show that we could literally do 90
whole
minutes
show.
on, where we're only talking about where everybody's going. How many people are transferring from one school to the next? Like, I can't keep up. The transfer portal opened, and 50 players are already transferring, and I can't keep up with them already.
Aren't you about to get the kid Etienne from a different?
I believe so. Yeah, but I'm
running back?
Yeah, I probably. We lost a guy or two too. So
The kid from Duke
right.
that wrote the paper saying, "Hey, let me go off write the paper."
Uh-huh.
He transferred to Notre Dame.
Yep.
Prime is getting 70 linemen, which
Sure.
he needs,
She needs, right.
and the number one recruit
Yeah.
that came in that
Yeah.
said, "Put anybody in front of me."
Well, he also came out and said that he didn't believe that Georgia shouldn't be in the playoffs. I think he may mention like Georgia and Ohio State, and he believes that both of them should be in. And he said this is why it's great that there's going to be a playoff next year. Both those teams will get in, and we'll be in too. I think he said something along those lines, that they're going to be in the playoffs next year.
Hey.
So bring it on, Prime. See what's up.
Daniels will be out.
Year two.
He talked a lot of shit at the beginning of the year, and they went 4-8. Didn't make a bowl game.
Will Daniels is what, the third quarterback off the board?
The third, probably,
Yeah.
but he may be the best quarterback coming out.
You sleep on Caleb Williams.
What?
What, Daniels coming out?
You got Caleb Williams. You got May.
Nah, I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid.
Who's Kool-Aid? Huh? I didn't hear you.
All I said was Caleb Williams.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that part. That's
Caleb
what I'm
Williams, baby.
saying. I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid. I'm not drinking that
You
Kool-Aid
hate
whatsoever.
USC quarterbacks. That's why.
Well, I mean,
that's another story.
They,
That's another show.
they typically don't prove me wrong. So
That's another show. You hate USC
I'm
quarterbacks.
just saying, they don't usually prove me wrong.
It's okay.
All right, so we'll get into this top 5. Y'all ready for this?
I am really nervous.
That's exactly what That's exactly what came to mind as soon as I said it.
Right.
Y'all ready for this?
Yeah, man. That's what it's supposed to be.
I'm worried about this.
Why are you worried?
Because it's like the same pressure I felt when I had to do the wrestlers. I mean, I don't want to let Allah down here, but these aren't. I don't know. What are we doing next week?
I don't know. What are we doing next week?
We got to be better with this, guys. Come on.
Listen, I picked this one.
You did pick this one.
I picked the one before that. So Jonas.
All right.
Jonas.
Wait a minute. So
What?
what's next week's date? Next Tuesday is what?
Oh,
date?
let's do top 5 Christmas movies.
That's where I was going.
I feel you.
I
See,
wanted to make
look at
sure. What's next week's date? The 19th. So that's going to be our
Yeah.
last show before Christmas.
Yeah, that's good.
Top 5 Christmas movies.
Because I've been loading up on them.
Yep. Top 5 Christmas
We
movies.
was talking about that earlier.
On the same page. There
We
you
was
go,
talking
there you
about
go.
that earlier. I
Top-
was
next
loading
week,
up.
Top
All right.
5 Christmas movies. You good? You happy with that?
I'm always good with the list.
All right.
He just said he ain't watch movies.
That's true. You're gonna be nervous about that next week too.
No, I watch Christmas movies.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So
But
we're
I
gonna
only have 4 that I watch, so I gotta go find a 5th one now.
There's a lot of them.
There's a ton of them. All
There's
right.
some good new ones too.
Yeah, but
There's some good new ones.
there might only be one new one that's on my list. I'm just saying. All right, so let's do this week's list. It is top 5 Jordans of all time. Do I have to get into explanation of this?
No.
We're talking shoes, folks.
Yes.
Top 5 Jordans of all time.
Yes. Am I going first?
We're going to go to my left.
I always go
Olive's
first.
going first. You always go first.
5 to 1. All right. Number 5.
Okay.
See, I did it right this time.
You did. Thank you.
Jordan 1s.
That's your number 5.
Yeah, because they're just so retro. So many different color options. They started it off. I got to put it in the top 5 somehow because I could have kicked it out, but
I would have been mad at you had you done that.
the most versatile Jordan. You could put it with anything,
Right.
any colorway,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Number 4 is the Jordan 12s.
Okay.
They just,
You love the 12s. I know you love the 12s.
it's just something about them to me.
Okay.
A lot of colorways. Kobe wore them.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe wore 8s, by the way, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nah.
I wasn't a fan
cherries.
of the 8s, but I'm just saying.
You're not a fan of 8s?
I wasn't a fan of the 8s, no.
Okay, my number 3 were Jordan 8s.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, everybody's got their own.
Some
Look,
Jordan
shoes
8s.
are definitely very personal.
You got Aquas, you got the Bugs Bunnies, you got the Steels, you got, there's so many different Jordan 8s you can make.
Okay. Everybody's got their personal. Shoes are very personal.
Right.
Very personal.
Number 2 are the Jordan 6s. You cannot dispute the Jordan 6s.
Okay.
By no means.
Well,
And
somebody might.
The number 1 is just 11s.
Jeez Louise.
11s
I can't even deal with your
are
list.
the shoe.
I can't deal with your list.
The 11s are the shoe. You just mad because I ain't put no 4s on there. I already know you with your 4s. Jordan 4 is the greatest shoe of all time. I don't know. That's your number 1. Like, I'm spoiler alert. The number
Thank
1
you for
shoe
that.
is
Thanks
the Jordan 4.
I'm done. I don't even need to do this.
Am I right?
I'm no comment.
Jordan 11s. Ahmad Rashad was wearing those Concords. Remember when he was doing the sideline report and he was wearing them as Mike was coming back with the 45 on and he had the Concords on and yeah. Nah. Cool grays. I wore them to my wedding.
Okay.
I did.
All right.
I got pictures of them.
All right, Crispy, you're up.
Wow. I do feel kind of good here. I have 2 on my top 5 that Allah did, so I feel like I've accomplished something here. So number 5 for me are the Jordan 5s.
Okay.
I am going just original release, not all the different color variations. I'm going original release.
I think we talked about that last week too.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think we talked about original release.
So I can't go any further. I just have the numbers here, and I did have to Google them. And so when I went through the pictures, I was like, "Ooh, I had those. I had those. I always wanted those, and I never got them." kind of thing. So, number 4 for me are the Jordan 8s. Big fan. Really, really like the Jordan 8s.
I like his list already.
Number 3 are the Jordan 3s.
I like 3s. They just crease so much. They crease.
That's yes.
I know.
Number 2 are Jordan 4s.
Love you some Jordan 4s. You guys.
I
some
know.
Jordan 4s.
I really do like the 4s.
I'm trying to get them.
But
olive
number 1 for
4s
me.
right now, so.
Number 1, I gotta go with the originals.
Originals. Yeah.
Jordan 1 is at number 1 for me. I never had them. I never knew about them at the time, but the other ones I did have. So it was nice to go down memory lane on my shoes that I used to have.
His list is better than yours. I already know it. Because I already know.
Thank you.
I already know
I took
one
this
of yours.
very seriously. I got a lot of sneakerheads at work, and I'm going around like, "Yo, hey, what would be a good shoe here? What do you think about this? I got this going. Is this going to be okay?" And everyone gave me the okay that, hey, this is a good list. So thank you, Allah. I appreciate that.
I love 3s.
Now let's hear what the old man has to say.
3s crease so bad, man. You could just put them on your foot and they're gonna crease right there.
I know, but they're beautiful.
But it's like so soft at the toe that they crease automatically.
They're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. All right. All right, you ready?
Yeah, number 1 is Jordan 4s.
No, just let me get through my list. All right. My number 5 are Jordan 11s. That's my number 5. Why is that funny?
Because
why is that funny?
I know your list off the top of my head. Keep going.
You know my list. All right, what's my number 4? You know my list. What's my number 4?
3s.
Nope.
Oh, shocking. Keep going.
All right. This one might throw you for a minute. You ready for this one?
He got games.
Jordan 18s. Yeah, I like the 18s. I'm just a fan. I'm like the original release. I like the 18s. I'm a fan. My number 3 are
18.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We stopped at the 17s. The 17s is the one that came in that brief suit, that suitcase, that steel suitcase.
Right.
And they were like $280 when they came out. I should know. My mama bought them for me.
All right. So my number 3 are
those. The blue ones though. That was when he came back with the Wizards.
Throw them back up again? Are those the 17s?
It was the 17s.
Yeah.
They came in a briefcase. They had like an interactive DVD.
Throw up the 18s real quick.
They're disgusting. Yeah, no. I like those, but Melo had his own version.
I like the Reds. I like the Reds.
Okay.
Yeah, those things are.
Does it not have any shoelaces?
Yeah, it's definitely no shoelaces.
Yeah.
Oh,
The laces are underneath.
I thought that was
yeah.
I thought that was the fake pairs that you
I like
got.
the white. I look at the white and reds, the ones right next to. Yeah, I like those. I kind of like those. White and blues are nice too.
You have
You even said you liked them. Said you liked them.
I know certain ones.
Okay.
The blue ones and the white ones are the ones he wore with the
Right.
Wizards his last year.
Yeah.
I know.
I think he wants to do a redo on those.
Who?
Jordan.
Look, he got some 3s on right there
Yep.
when it was creasing at the toe.
Yep. My number 3 are Jordan 1s.
Iconic.
I mean, they're just beautiful. I had a pair. They're gorgeous.
They look like Uptowns.
They do.
You had Jordan 1s?
I did. Yeah. Yeah.
Jordan 1s are the most affordable Jordan, by the way. You get a
Really?
you can get a pair of Jordan 1s for like $100.
These last 3 I had all of these, which they were just amazing.
But-
My number 2 are Jordan 3s, which are just absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
love
jeez. Oh, that's a beautiful shoe, man.
I know. Those right there, the cements.
Oh,
Now the
give me the
cements,
blue cements.
the cements were made with, those are called the Wizards. But yes.
I'm about to go to some yard sales. I got to find these again.
There's a lot of sneaker stores out there that you can get these at.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah,
on
but I don't
all
want
of
to
them.
pay $400 or $500. I want to go to the yard sale and have mismatched, sizes and stuff. I mean, these are gonna be real.
My number 1,
Jordan 4s, I know.
Jordan 4s.
I know.
Throw the 4s up there. Oh, man. I mean, come on.
Some beautiful shoes.
It's just not a bit. Just give me the red. They're
I think-
on the left.
Yeah, I think the Jordan's just is the fact of how iconic the shoe was, and you always take it back to like, man, I remember when I couldn't get those, and that's the reason I buy shoes now. It's because those are the shoes I wanted when I was growing
The
up.
4s were actually the first Jordans I ever owned. I went back and got the 3s and the 1s later, but the 4s were the first Jordans I ever owned. And let me tell you, man, I didn't know much about sneakers. I was in Europe at the time, and I didn't know a lot about sneakers, but I knew about Jordan 4s, and I was a huge basketball fan when I was younger. I played basketball every day. I practiced every day. I played for my school, and I was, short story, I was watching a neighbor of ours' dog while he was gone. He was gone for like a month, and I took care of this dude's dog. And he's like, I want to pay you for this. How can I pay you? And I was like, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. I'll think of something, whatever. I was talking to my parents about it. And I was like, I want a pair of Jordan 4s. And he literally came back with a brand new pair of Jordan 4s. And I put those things on and I walked around like
you were Jordan.
Well, yeah. But I didn't want anybody near me. Like I was like, if you even come near my shoes,
like you want to put a pair of plastic bags,
over them, and they were absolutely unbelievable. And obviously, I grew out of them because I had them. I was 13 at the time, and I grew out of them, but I kept them. I kept them for years, and they were clean. And then I don't even want to talk about how I lost them. I don't even want to get into that conversation. I'd still have them to this day, and they were still clean.
It's a woman involved.
Don't even talk to me.
It's a woman involved. I know. Women always do that.
So, yeah, the Jordan 4s are in. I don't think that there's a better shoe. I don't think there's a better Jordan, and I don't think it's close, in my opinion. But
the 11s are really close, man.
But everybody's got their thing. Again, sneakers are very, very personal. Very personal for everybody. So
my first shoe I remember is the Aqua 8s I had on last week. Well, no, I had the Breads on last week, but the week before that.
The Aqua 8s?
The Aqua 8s.
I mean,
it's classic.
There's a ton of great shoes.
Nobody cares about Yeezys. Just stop.
Nobody cares about Yeezys. Please don't ever put that up there again. I'll throw something at you. I have bottles and shit over here I can throw.
Conspiracy theories, baby.
Don't do it. Wow. It's over already? And that was fast. That was a good time. Oh, were you going to say that's what she said?
I didn't say it.
But you looked at me.
I thought it.
You looked at me a certain way.
I mean.
But you're not wrong. You could have said that. That was a good one.
I mean, you could fake
Crispy,
it.
actually, I kind of set you up for that one, but you were drinking something at the time, so.
No, I'm not going to do it.
Fake it till you make it.
But you wanted to. You were like, damn, I missed out on that one. I had something in my mouth.
Whoa.
So, anyway, moving right along. Show number 13, come and gone. We do appreciate you all for tuning in. Those of you that were tuning in live, we appreciate you. Appreciate you checking us out. We will have the show up for you. For those of you who did not see it live on Thursday morning, you can watch it. You can listen to it. We're available everywhere. You can check us out on Apple Podcast. You can check us out on Spotify, Google, Amazon, and obviously, of course, if you want to watch the podcast with us here, with Allah to my left, of course, and Crispy in Greenville, South Carolina, you can check us out on YouTube anytime. So, any last words, fellas?
Yeah, you said Amazon and not Amazon.
I apologize.
There you go.
Thank you for the correction.
You're welcome.
Is that your
Yeah,
last
that's what
word?
I was going to.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Was that Crispy? That was your last word?
Yeah, probably.
Sweet. Well, that's great. I had both of my cohorts going to just correct me on the fact that I didn't say Amazon. I said Amazon.
Yep.
I do apologize for that. I'll try to be better.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. For Allah here to my left and Crispy in Greenville, South Carolina, Christian on the other side of the camera, we do appreciate you very much. This is BallzOut Sports.
The #1 sports and recreational podcast in South Carolina.
There you go.
Bing, bang, boom.
Just wanted to let you know that because you ain't put that in the beginning of the
I
title.
apologize, but that's your job.
The #1.
The #1 rated.
The #1, not 2, 1. Sorry. 1 related sports and recreational podcast in Charleston, South Carolina.
Well, we do appreciate you for putting us
South
#1.
Carolina.
We do love it.
Follow
we
me.
absolutely love it. Follow you
me.
where?
All of them. Amazon.
You're on Amazon?
Yo,
I didn't know you were on Amazon. This is news.
I sell stuff on Amazon
Okay.
too.
Sweet.
Amazon, Spotify, Apple, LinkedIn, Threads, X. The thing down in the middle, the bottom corner over there, that's moving around and keeps changing. That's at BallzOut Sports, BALLZ out Sports. All of them. Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. There's TikTok that just popped up. Instagram, Threads, X, OF, all of them. Me, Shala Shashka 51. Google it if you don't know how to spell it. I'm not going to spell it for
He
you.
doesn't know how.
SHALASHASKA 51.
That's a mouthful.
There you go.
It is.
All right. Cool. All right. Allah, Crispy, I'm Jonas.
Gang.
We'll see you next time. This was show number 13. Stand by next week. Top five Christmas movies of all time.
Christmas movies. My list is done already.
Until next time.
Suck it, jabronis. Yo, watch the podcast, dog. All right? You can see me and me with my broken ass finger, okay? I'm here. What is this, Tuesdays? Every Tuesday night from 9 to 11. Live on the YouTubes. Check us out on all other socials. At SharlashotGuy51. That's me, first of all. I got to promote myself, even with my broken digit. Secondly, I'm a
Nobody cares.
Almost lost my life. Secondly, I'm promoting this show, which is at BallzOut Sports. BALLZ. That hurt. BALZ out sports on all your socials. Christian, they should be that area. Load them into the belt.